might as well start with the first story I ever told her. It was what I call my Wasser closet story, ladies and gentlemen. The Wasser closet. I was getting very proud of myself when I was posted over Europe because I was taking German lessons and I thought it was awesome. Unfortunately, the German lessons I was speaking, the language hadn't spoken in that part of the freaking Germany for 500 years, I guess. 400 to 500 years. So yeah, so I was asking, was is a Wasser closet, which is basically, I might as well be saying, oh, chambermaid, fetch me my whooping bucket. Okay, so basically that's what was is my Wasser closet. So I'm told quite, it's just down the hall. You go and look. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it. I see. They say da a lot. Ya, 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 da, da, ya, ya. Okay, so I see da, men. And I see her, in. Her, H-E-E-H-E-R-R-I-N. Okay, cool. This must be for the men. I go in there. All the ladies in there screamed at that time. Okay, they're separate. I come out, looked at my buddy and said, hey, what's Damen and Heron? Oh no, Heron means man. That's the men's bathroom. Alright, so I went back in there. Now I already had about 6 pictures of draft into me, so I really had to go. I walked in there and nothing. Sink. The fucker sent me to the utility closet. I went back out and I asked him, I said, what the hell's going on? What's going? There's nothing there. There's a fucking sink. He said, no, you pee against the wall. You pee against the wall? Well, fuck, how far back do you stand? I didn't want to splash on my brand new shoes. Like, how far back do you stand? He says, well, you stand back about, how many beers do you have? I said, good point. All right, so I walk back in there, you know, make sure everything's good and check the sign, all right? No one's around there, and I just about to, and I learned some German that day, and this guy comes in, not that I was being followed, but he comes in and goes, 9 Canadas, which is basically no Canadian, not that wall. That wall. I'm just gonna piss on whatever wall I wanted. I remember golfing once, my first time golfing on the base course. No one told me about this. First 3 guys go up, I ask their names, okay, they give me their names, I ask their handicap, they give me their names, I ask their handicap. 3rd guy gives me one of the German locals, I said, what's your name? And he says, Franz. I shake your nut. I said, what's your handicap? And he goes, no left arm. And I went, oh, fuck, okay, yeah, okay. And I'm doing the math because, you know, I'm there in 1988, so, no. Farming accident. Oh, okay, cool, right? And so everyone gets up. Franz is ahead of me, and he just smokes that ball. I'm thinking to myself, fuck, I'm going up there with my hand in my pocket. This is going to be fucking awesome. And I figured, no, I don't want to make fun of him. So as I'm in my swing, I look up, there's the ball again. I hear... It's a ship horn. I look up and I see, basically, like the Saskatchewan pirate. There's the Saskatchewan River pirate song. There's literally just grain fields and a ship. No one told me, okay, less than 300 meters on the other side is where France started, okay, and that's where the locks were, and when the boats came in, up they came. So in my downswing, imagine my surprise as I'm looking up sort of thing, which I shouldn't be lifting my head. Yes, I know that's the problem with golf. I lift my head, I see a fucking ship. Down I go through, and buddy says, you shanked it. No shit, I shanked it. I'm going to go on a pressure, 40 years later, I'm going to go on a pleasure cruise. I'm going to go down that fucking river, I'm going to take a goddamn golf ball, and I'm going to chuck it at that fucking golf course. And